We move on to the game that these two want to talk about the most. Of course, they do. Okay, I want to talk about it a lot too. The Dallas Cowboys defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, rout the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-14, right? 31
31
14.
14.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I know y'all want to get on me, so I'm gonna go first real quick. I had the Buccaneers winning this game. I made that
Mhm.
abundantly clear before the game. I made it abundantly clear weeks ago. So I'm not gonna run and hide from it. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, y'all just beat an 8-9 team. You know, y'all just beat an 8-9 team. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna give the Cowboys credit for what they deserve. Because number one, I chose them to lose. So I'm gonna sit here and accept it that I was wrong, very wrong, number one. And number two, um, I really liked how the Cowboys played. I thought the Cowboys actually really, really played well because they just took advantage of a really, really bad team. Speaking of the game, I thought Dak Prescott was a little bit nervous in the beginning. That first two drives, whenever they went 2, 3 and outs, I thought he showed a little bit of nerves. But once he were able to settle down, calm down, get his feet under him, look across the field, and figure out that the Buccaneers suck, everything went easy from there. Like he literally like it was completely diced up that Buccaneers defense. The amount of time that he had to throw the ball. I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush is embarrassing. Defense leaving guys wide open on 4th and 4, allowing CD Lamb, the number one receiver, to be uncovered by 10 yards on 4th and goal, selling out completely to stop the run down the middle and letting Dak. He had everything. He had the entire side of the field open. He even had Dalton Schultz open if he needed it. That entire side was open. Tampa Bay's defense was awful. Tom Brady was awful. The Cowboys defense were able to create pressure, get him off his spot, and the Buccaneers wide receivers weren't able to get separation. Whenever the Buccaneers got into the red zone, Tom Brady threw an interception. Tom Brady never does an interception in the red zone. That's like the worst thing to do. And from there on, it was just a comfortable win for Dallas. And I talk a lot of mess about Dak Prescott. I still don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. Um, but seeing him smile at the end in the huddle whenever they were about to take a knee did my heart a little bit good because being the Cowboys quarterback, there's a lot of scrutiny under it. And to get his second playoff win, his first playoff win on the road, very, very good for Dak. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't much of a task, but he played very, very well, even though there was no degree of difficulty. I'm not taking it away from Dak's performance. It's just fact. But very, very good win for the Cowboys. And now now the season begins for them.
Mm. I'll go first. No, don't worry. Well,
Mm.
first of all, I like to say that, Tom Brady is 7-1 against us. The day before yesterday, he was 1-7. I mean, what's it called? He was
7
7-0.
and 0.
7-0. I just wanna, I feel like we're finally slaying some of our demons here. And the biggest one is Tom Brady right there. And upcoming right there. Upcoming.
You're acting like
San
Tom Brady
Francisco
is
49ers.
you're,
Huh?
you're, you're acting like Tom Brady is some rival. This is the first time y'all faced in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, but he still owns us.
In the regular season, like it's not that big of a
It's
deal.
still Tom Brady.
I'm sorry. The
Watching that
49ers
game.
don't see y'all as rivals. Y'all are not rivals. I mean, maybe me because I'm in Dallas, but y'all ain't no rivals, bro. Let's be honest. We got our true rivals. It's the Seahawks.
I mean, it's pretty
Oh,
old school rivals though.
It's
For
old
the
school,
90s.
historic, historic.
It's old
nah,
school.
It
bro.
is.
I mean, the Cowboys
It's
still
not
owned
a
the Niners
rivalry.
back then,
The
but
Cowboys, the Cowboys think about actually. We had our 5 Super Bowls before y'all. The Cowboys think about the Niners a lot more than the Niners think about the Cowboys. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
let's
gonna
just
say.
let's stick to this game right here
It's
first.
just
I
fact.
just want to
Okay,
say,
keep going.
yeah, yeah, I just want to say that Tom Brady looked off all night. Every single time he threw, it was either going straight to the ground or going to one of the Cowboys cornerback. It just didn't make sense. That was not Tom Brady out there. And the running game wasn't really doing anything. The receivers weren't doing anything. Chris Godwin still looked pretty good. Like Chris Godwin's been doing pretty good this season, but other than that, Dak was making every single throw. Like whatever he wanted, he got every single throw. Every single receiver ate. And Brett Maher, maybe Maher decided to make his comeback this season. I don't know why. I don't know how, but hopefully, something happens. Give him. I don't know what to do. But other than that, this is a perfect game for the Cowboys. This is exactly what you need before you go ahead and face the most complete team in the NFL, the Niners.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed. First and foremost, I mean, last week I was watching an episode on SBC. A special someone said that they would be very shocked if the Cowboys were in the divisional round the following week.
And I'm very,
Um,
very shocked that they're in the
yeah,
divisional
he's
round.
very, very,
And I'll
yeah.
be like 20 times more shocked if they go to the NFC Championship.
Well, that's understandable. It's the best, one of the, literally, if not the best team in the NFL. But about Dak Prescott, it goes both ways. One, his his playoff like the validation in the playoffs was literally on the line. I mean, you were 1-3 going into a game that you're against the 8-9 team.
I still think it's on the line next week.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
yeah, you can
definitely.
obviously, but like this was the game. Like you had to win this game because if you lost this game,
Oh yeah, if he
it
lost this
just it
game, it would have
was
been
over.
terrible.
Like, but yeah, he played
The,
phenomenal.
the thing is though, like despite he did play well and stuff, but they didn't need him to play well to win this game. Tampa Bay's offense completely rolled over. They couldn't generate any points. And then defensively, Tampa Bay, look, they have their question marks at corner as it is. Their secondary is a little weak. But the pressure, the not being able to generate pressure, Dak Prescott could have sat back and made breakfast before he had to throw the ball. Like Dak Prescott, he's a nervy quarterback. He will make some mistakes. He does have 15 interceptions, as much as like some of them are not his fault. He is a bit of a nervy quarterback.
No, most of them were his fault.
And there was no way that he could have nerves because he could make breakfast before, he wasn't tested. But you know what? I'm doing as much as I can to not try to take away from his performance because
You don't have to do that because here's the thing: the best quarterbacks are supposed to get it done against these teams. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now because you're about to play the best defense in the NFL next week. See, the
now that's when Dak
Cowboys.
will get tested.
Exactly, but you said
Well,
that the Cowboys didn't need him to win. That's true, but they needed him to play like this, especially going into next week. You need to play your best football. He hadn't had a performance like this since maybe against Minnesota, and
Vikings.
even then,
against the Eagles, I thought he was better
maybe the
against.
Eagles.
He was better
Oh
against
yeah.
the Eagles than he was today.
But especially after Washington, like you just needed a game like this. Come out of the gates, ball out, play your best football, and now you're moving on
And I do want
to
to
play
say
the
that
Niners.
facing a weak team like the Bucks is the same like the Bills. They faced the Dolphins, and what happened? They won by one score. The Ravens and the Bengals played. The Bengals only won because of the fumble in the return. So it's not like Joe Burrow played amazing, and the Ravens are still in the game. The same thing with here with the Cowboys. I think Dak had to play a good game just to make sure that the Cowboys could maybe work out some new plays and
But let's
just get
face
into
it.
the rhythm.
But let's face it. The Cowboys were only gonna lose the game if they were the Cowboys, if they did Cowboy
Yeah.
things.
If they,
And
yeah,
well, I mean, they couldn't do Cowboy things because they're just so much more better, more talented than them on all facets of the game, offensively, defensively.
Except for kicking.
The only Cowboys, yeah, except for kicking, the only Cowboys thing that they did was the extra points, missing the extra points. But Tampa Bay was so bad that those didn't even matter.
Yeah.
So I
And
mean, I don't know
at
how much
first
you
I
can
thought
take
that
away from
the
this, but definitely
Hmm?
Dallas got. I don't know how much you can take away from this, like heading into next game. But definitely, Dallas is just a much, much, much better team. And, it's a good win for Dallas.
it's
And it
also
makes
to a sense, it's like a confidence booster because the Cowboys have been playing down to worst competition all season with the Jaguars, the Colts into the fourth quarter, the Houston Texans. They had to actually dominate a bad team for once and
that's
get
true.
some confidence back and their mojo back after
The thing is,
Washington.
though, one thing I will say is, real quick, because we got to end this video quickly. Something a bit concerning, I'd say. The one negative thing I could say about the Cowboys is how they started off that game. The nerves that Dak showed, the drops from CD and T.Y. Hilton, the 2 straight 3-and-outs. Look, against the 49ers, and I
You
don't want
can't
to
do
do too
that.
much preview against the
No,
Yeah.
49ers.
exactly. That's what I
Once you
thought.
get the nerves, once you get that one set of nerves, the 49ers defense will pounce on you, number one. Number two, if you give the ball to the 49ers, they're not going to give it right back. They're going to go boing, 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 boing down the field and score a touchdown. with the San Francisco home field, which is a real home field advantage, not that little Tampa Bay stuff. Cowboys had a lot of fans in Tampa Bay. You're not gonna pack the San Francisco. You're not gonna pack Levi's. I'm sorry. Maybe you could have a little bit of a section, but you ain't taking over Levi's. Levi's will be all red for San Francisco. And I'm telling you right now, the atmosphere is going to be electric. And if you have nerves in Tampa Bay, the nerves will be there in San Francisco.
I will say that the Cowboys just have to go into this with an empty slate. They can't act all too confident, but not, act like they can't do anything, because they're still a good team. But they have to go in and, game plan. They can't just, go willy-nilly with Kellen Moore's random jet sweeps and like screen passes. They have to actually game plan.
Okay, really quickly,
But
before we
wait.
finish, Noah, you have to say something?
Yes. Going into the Niners game, something they didn't do last year, they have to play with the same intensity and physicality as the San Francisco 49ers. Because what happened last year was embarrassing.
No team can do that.
Micah Parsons. We
outwork
didn't have
them.
Micah Parsons last year.
No
We
team.
didn't have Micah Parsons
No,
last year.
no,
You
no,
saw
no,
Micah
no.
Parsons?
They didn't.
Y'all
they
did have
didn't play-
Micah Parsons last year.
Yeah.
By
Nick
the way, y'all
Bosa got
do.
hurt. Nick
We're not
Bosa
supposed to.
got
We're not supposed to preview that game
Oh,
yeah.
because I'm doing that in a
Oh.
couple of days. But you do realize
Oh.
Nick Bosa was gone in the first quarter.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, but let's not preview that game. You got any closing thoughts on this Cowboys Buccaneers game?
Just a great win. Great win, confidence booster. On to the next one.
Yeah, Brett Maher under the field goal. All week.
All right.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. I'm filled with Cowboy fans. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace out.